gospel according to some. The blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, taking the time, changing the mind, leading the blind. Make a decision at the edge of the night. The blind, leading the blind. Make an incision into someone's life. The blind, leading the blind. My head is jammed with phone calls from the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith. The blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. Inside out, back again. The blind, leading the blind. Blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. Reps per minute, losing speed, the blind, leading the blind. Main doors, the side doors, close the blind, leading the blind. Start at the beginning, begin at the end, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel and the gospel lies, the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel according to some, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel according to none, the blind, leading the blind. Make a decision at the edge of a night. The blind, leading the blind. Make an incision into someone's life. The blind, leading the blind. My head is jammed with phone calls from the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith. The blind, leading the blind. Stream of unconscious, but up alive. The blind, leading the blind, leading them inside out, back again. The blind, leading the blind. Inside out, back again. The blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. Never lose your shadow. The blind, leading the blind. Never lose your shadow. The blind, leading the blind. Well, this is the gospel according to some, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel and the gospel lies, the blind, leading the blind is flying. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith, the blind, leading the blind. Never lose your shadow, the blind, leading the blind. Then inside out, back again, the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith. My head is jammed with phone calls from the blind, the blind. Well, this is the gospel and the gospel lies, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel, it's changing your mind, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel according to some, the blind, leading the blind. Make a decision into someone's life, the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, changing the time, leading the blind, leading the mind, losing your mind, taking the time. Down, take the faith, leading the blind. Inside out, back again, the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, down, keep the faith, the blind, leading the blind. Inside out, back again, the blind, leading the blind. Never lose your shadow, the blind, leading the blind. Stream of unconscious, but up alive, the blind, leading the blind, leading them inside out. back again. The blind, leading the blind, blind. Inside out, back again, the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith, the blind, leading the blind. My head is jammed with phone calls, cause the blind, leading the blind, all of the time. The blind, cruising speed, the blind, leading the blind. All main doors and all side doors are closed, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel and the gospel lies, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel according to some, the blind, leading the blind. And it's leading that uptown, downtown, keep the faith, the blind, leading the blind. Inside out, back again, the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind, leading the blind. Uptown, downtown, keep the faith, the blind, inside out, back again, the blind. Well, this is the gospel and the gospel lies, the blind, leading the blind. This is the gospel according to some, the blind, leading the blind.